Nobody cares.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. It's no zone here.
That's right.
Well, we are talking about Mel Kiper made a trade scenario for the 49ers in his mock draft.
Who the hell is Mel Kiper?
Yeah.
Just because he knows a less than your mailman doesn't mean anything, Horst.
My postman.
Oh, postman, mailman, same thing.
Same difference.
I guess it depends on what side of the coast you live
That
on.
guy was a postman for an hour and a half.
He was.
I technically was.
Yep.
What's up, y'all?
He worked for the federal government. He's a Fed.
I sold out for like half a second and then realized, couldn't get my soul back. So
It's true.
quickly
So it is trade week.
It is.
And he brought up a trade in his mock draft that has the 49ers moving up to get a quarterback that 49er fans, I'm sure, would love because everyone wants to get a quarterback to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. Pick number 12 and their second-round pick to move up with the Detroit Lions at number 7. And then they select Justin Fields. Horst, it's your time to shine, buddy. How you feeling about this?
Not great. If that'd be a cool trade to make if they had a guy they had their eye on. But to me, if you're coming up to 7, it's because one of 2 players fell there. Number 1 would be Zach Wilson. Number 2, Penei Sewell. If they want to trade up and grab either of those 2 guys, I'm very excited about it. If you want to trade up and grab Justin Fields, you might watch me cry live on the air.
I don't want to see that.
I kind of do.
I really don't personally. I don't want that for him. Don't want that for myself either, because if he starts crying, I may start crying. I may get emotional, because under no circumstances do I want this. And it's not because I don't like Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. I can promise
That's
you
why I did it.
it's not that. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a fairly decent quarterback prospect. I think he could be a very good quarterback in the NFL. I just don't like him more than Zach Wilson, number 1. And number 2, I don't think he's better than Jimmy right now. And that's the only reason you make this trade, is if you're parting ways with Jimmy because you're upgrading. If this is Trevor Lawrence, yes. If this is Zach Wilson, I think you have to consider it. Because while I don't know if Zach Wilson is better than Jimmy right now, day 1, there is a potential that Zach Wilson could be better than Jimmy week 5, week 6, week 8, middle of the season, once he's had some time to get acclimated into the system, get some exposure to NFL defenses, and kind of get acclimated to the NFL life in general. But Penei Sewell is probably the only guy at that spot that I'm going up for, that I'm actually moving up and giving up another pick for, bar none. If it's not Penei Sewell, just no. Please no.
Bar none.
Bar none.
I will say this, is that I absolutely didn't hate this trade. I think when I saw it, there was a surprise that the 49ers moved up to get Justin Fields. Horst is going to have to go to the chiropractor later from shaking his head no so much in this episode. But I didn't hate it because I think that if the 49ers view this as a supreme need, they're going to have to go ahead and make the move and get him. Because, it has been getting brought up a lot that the 49ers are trying to sign other guys. And if we're going to build a roster around Jimmy Garoppolo, why wouldn't we just build a roster around Justin Fields? I like Justin Fields as a person. I think he's a really, really good person. I like watching him on QB1.
Agreed.
And I think that he's a good leader and he's a good talent. I think you're right. He's not as good as Jimmy Garoppolo walking in day 1 because he's going to have to learn Shanahan's offense, process it, and everything like that. But if you guys have looked at the quarterback market in the draft next year, right now it's not looking too promising.
Mm-mm.
So this might be the 49ers' opportunity to go up and get a quarterback that they could have sit behind Jimmy Garoppolo for 1 season.
True.
And would he help the team this year? Probably not. But I think you guys would all agree that you would rather have Justin Fields coming into the game than some of the quarterbacks that we had last year. So that is why it's. I don't think it's a complete throwaway situation. It's not something I would ultimately do because I prefer the trade back scenario for the 49ers, picking up a quarterback later that they could develop, and then moving a different way with either a bridge quarterback or something like that in the future. I think there are other options and other ways. I think Jimmy's probably the best bet this year. But ultimately, I didn't hate this, and if they did it, I wouldn't be upset about it. I'm sure at some point I would actually get excited about the opportunity and the possibilities that Justin Fields would have in Kyle Shanahan's system. I know it differs from you guys a little bit, but I don't hate the player. I think at 7, he's a decent value. Because I think coming into the year, he would have been the second quarterback off the board.
That's correct.
Yeah, as much as I joke, Justin Fields is a very talented guy. I just don't think he's ready to play right now. And I feel like what worries me is them making that move, still having holes they're struggling to fill, sitting him behind Jimmy, or getting rid of Jimmy and playing him, and him not being ready and it costing them their opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I fear from the situation. I don't hate Justin Fields. I just don't think Justin Fields is ready to play in the NFL yet. I think he's a really talented young guy, but I still am of the belief that if you think your Super Bowl's window's open, you try to kick it open and win right now, and that's not a win right now move to me.
I feel like that's a win in a couple of years move or win next season move. My big issue with it is that if you're drafting him at 7, you're playing him. I don't think you take a guy in the top 10 at the quarterback position that you're going to sit behind Jimmy Garoppolo.
Why not?
That's just my view on it.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm aware of
Carson
that,
Palmer.
but Patrick Mahomes' scenario was a little bit different in the sense that Alex Smith was an established quarterback in the NFL who
Jimmy Garoppolo
can win you games consistently.
Tony Romo.
Listen, while I don't disagree with you on this, Jimmy Garoppolo can't stay healthy. I mean, let's just be real about
Another
it.
reason to draft Justin Fields.
Rick Myers.
Justin Fields, and I see what you're doing there. And let me tell you right now, Justin Fields, great guy, amazing talent, wonderful arm strength, mobility in the pocket, something Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have. They have to trade up and take him at 7. Be hard pressed to tell me otherwise.
Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell. What do you think about this trade scenario? We're all over the board on this. Some of us like it, some of us don't like it. What do you think? Do the Niners need to trade up for Justin Fields at 7? Do they need to make this happen? Let us know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the video, hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell. That way you're here for every other video this week on Trade Week.
Yep. Trade week is big, and this one is real big because if the 49ers make this move, it might signal the end of Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco with a post-June 1st cut so they can save the most amount of money that they could.
Accurate.
I don't know if they'll actually do it because I honestly think the trade back scenario makes more sense for the 49ers and then, do something else. But we shall see, shouldn't we, Horst?
Yeah, Mel Kiper's vision was very specific here. Tell you what, if he can have as big an impact on the Niners as Dwayne Haskins did on the Washington football team, I'm all in.
What if he had as much impact as Ben Roethlisberger had on the Steelers in his rookie season?
He did make a Super Bowl saving tackle in that season.
And if ifs and buts and candy were candies and nuts, then every day would be Flonkerton Day. But until next time, 49ers fans.
Nuts are delicious.
They are. Stay safe.
What are those called?
I remember the right way.
It's always the 49ers way.
Wait, what are they called?
Chocolate covered almonds.
Are they good?
What are those called?
Delicious. That's what they're called, Horse.
You a big fan of nuts, Horst?